Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. The sole driver and occupant of a truck, tractor, and semi-trailer stopped for following too closely on eastbound I-30 at the 135-mile marker was Linda Marie Williams, age 59, of Clarksville, Tennessee. During the roadside interview conducted by a DPS officer, Williams presented indicators of criminal activity. Consent to search the vehicle was not given by Williams, so the DPS officer contacted the DPS K-9 unit to conduct a free air sniff of the vehicle. A positive alert was the result, indicating the presence of narcotics. The subsequent probable cause search reveals 6 large trash bags containing approximately 160 pounds of suspected high-grade marijuana within the sleeper berth of the truck tractor. Williams is in Hopkins County Jail, charged with a felony 1, delivery of marijuana, more than 50 pounds but less than 2,000 pounds. She's being held on a $45,000 bond. A cold and rainy Wednesday slowed early voting and created the smallest daily turnout of the first 3 days of voting in the Sulphur Springs City Council election. Wednesday, 55 votes added to the 94 votes Tuesday and 75 votes cast Monday bring the total number of votes cast to 224. Thursday hours for voting were 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. That may provide a larger number of votes cast on this day. Places 1, 2, and 3 are on the ballot, and each place has 2 candidates. Early voting continues through May 1st in the second floor conference room at City Hall, 201 North Davis Street. A handicap ramp and elevator are available to access early voting. Friday and Monday and Tuesday of next week, early voting will take place from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Election Day is Saturday, May 5th. Early voting will be between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. There are 2 names on the ballot that have withdrawn from the race. If any vote is cast for those, it will not count. Persons are not allowed to use a wireless communications device within 100 feet of the voting stations. Additionally, persons are not allowed to use a mechanical or electronic device to record sound or images within 100 feet of a voting station. Said devices include, but are not limited to, cell phone, digital phone cameras, and sound recording. A voting station is the area where the ballot or where the voter marks the ballot. The election judge has the authority to require persons to deactivate any such device and further authority to require persons who do not comply to leave the polling place. Poll watchers are subject to additional rules and must sign an oath stating that they do not have in their possession devices capable of recording images or sound, or that they will disable or deactivate the devices while serving as a watcher. Questions or clarification should be directed to the election judge in the polling place. There was a difficulty with that yesterday. We meet Sarah. She's a resident at Hearts of Life, but they're looking for a home for Sarah.
Miss Sarah is about 6 years old. She's one of the Hearts of Life dogs that is available for adoption. Her adoption fee is $100, and that covered her spay and all of her rabies and all of her vaccinations or worming, and that she's already been spayed, so she's ready to go. She loves kids. She loves to play. She's just a very friendly dog, and she's been with us all her life. Okay. She was a litter that was born there, and for whatever reason the rest of them all got adopted and she got passed over. So I don't know why she does it. She's just a sweet dog. She's a very sweet dog, but of course she's pretty happy out there where, she's happy with all of us. And so anyway, Sarah needs a home, and she will be at the co-op on Saturday morning. We'll be there from 7:30 to noon for our first adoption there. I don't know that they've ever had an adoption there, and so we're going to go visit the co-op, and then next Saturday, if she doesn't get adopted, she may be at PetSense. Okay. We'll be at PetSense for their nationwide adoption. And
so a couple of big activities coming up.
Absolutely. And
how many dogs do you expect to take to the co-op this Saturday?
We generally try to take about 4 dogs.
Okay.
It's it takes a lot to put their pens up
Right.
and to transport the dogs. So we'll take 4 dogs, and most of them are going to be the ranch type dogs that we'll have at the co-op.
Right.
And Sarah sort of fits that. She's,
Yes.
she's
Yeah.
active, but she would be perfectly happy to be a house dog as well. So, whatever you'd like to do with Sarah would be just fine. And at any time, if someone would like to come visit the rescue, if you just call 439-5019, we can make an appointment. We are a nonprofit, a 501c3, which means that any donation is completely tax deductible, and that also means that we have no paid employees. Everybody's volunteer.
Right.
We manage to feed and take care of our animals just 100% through donations. So unlike, some places that have some county or city funds, we have none of that. So we do it because we love it, and there's a need. We're no kill, so just like Sarah, if Sarah never finds another home, she's got a home with us forever. So
Well, she looks happy, but you can see in her eyes that she's looking for somebody to really love her.
She loves people. She's a very happy dog.
Yeah, when you mentioned that she was passed over, she looked up at me with
like,
almost pleading
please.
eyes.
I know.
Yes.
And she does that she's been to adoption events, and she looks at the people, and she looks kind of pitiful, and they're, oh, she's so sweet, and it's like, well, take her home. See how sweet she is.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
a lot of people want to adopt puppies. That's the big thing. I want a puppy. I want a puppy. Well, an older dog is much easier to train than a puppy. I mean, she's done with the chewing.
Right.
Not that she's not going to get in the trash, because she got in the trash at my barn where I had her, and just before I left. So she will still do that. But she's, older dogs are so easy to housebreak.
Right.
And
Yeah. The chewing part really appeals.
yeah. She's past that. And, if you give her something to chew on, she loves the Nyla bones and that type thing, but she's just not out looking for something to destroy like a lot of puppies are. So,
How many dogs do you have?
we run about 50 all the time, and we are
At max?
we're at max, and it seems like we adopt 1 or 2, and it's like, this is great, because we got a little bit of space, and then something comes up.
Yeah.
Something comes up, and
All right. Well, we hope that this works again. The hours for Saturday to Saturday?
this Saturday will be 7:30 to noon at the co-op. We'll be right out front. If you walk in the front door, you cannot miss us, because we'll be right there. So
All right.
come visit us. And then next week at Pet Sense, and we'll be there from 9 to 5 at Pet Sense next Saturday. So
Well, donations would be nice, but homes for these animals would be even better. Wouldn't
Both are badly needed. So, and volunteers, we always need some help. If somebody wants to just come out there and just walk the dogs and play with the dogs, we'll take that too. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure and get your tickets for the concert May 5th or 6th, your choice. It's the Northeast Texas Choral Society Spring Concert. They're celebrating 20 years. Let's meet Director Carol Allen and board member Minzie Chase.
This semester we have some shenanigans planned.
Yes,
Yeah, some surprise things. So we're having quite a big sound check rehearsal, where all the moving parts will need to come together, as it were.
And they will.
They will, indeed.
And all will come together, and the concert will be just as wonderful as all of us spectators expect it to be. Although you have to do a certain amount of worry and fretting. Does she still fret?
I let Minzie fret. I just let Minz fret. I don't know. I don't fret. And honestly, I don't. And I'll tell you why. It's because Choral Society is absolutely a well-oiled machine. The board of directors it is a spectacular board. They are extravagant in their work ethic. I simply do not worry about what has to happen next, because the board is just on it, and the singers, the members. I mean, you know, Enola, you are a choral society singer. We set the room up, we take it down, we leave it better than we found it. We choral society works like a top.
Yes, I'm doing it 20 years, so a lot of practice to make perfect.
And Minzy, you've come in as a board member.
Yes.
And how long ago did you come back?
So I joined the choir for the first time in 2013 when I first moved back to Sulphur Springs.
Okay.
And I became a board member in 2015.
I think that's right.
Yeah, and right now I'm interim secretary.
Okay.
Our previous secretary had to step away, and so.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to continue in that position because I don't think they'll let me leave.
Minzy does many things on the board.
Yeah.
Many things.
Yeah.
Everybody does multiple jobs.
I used to wonder when I was a kid, when I saw an orchestra playing on TV, or real, because in Longview we had arts and we went to
Right.
the arts in the quarterly concerts. But I wondered what the purpose of that director was, because he really didn't do anything but wave his hands, and all the people knew when they were supposed to play. Their music was there. But a director is still
Now you know, don't
Yes.
you? Now you know very
starting
well.
to come to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, choral directors and band directors and orchestral directors. A conductor is it's just that you conduct the energy, the notes, the rhythm, the tempo, the passion, the idea, everything about what transpires between the singers or the players and the conductor is it's kind of where the harmony happens. I can't find the right word, but a choral group, any group, will take its energy from the conductor. If you are that conductor who can sing like I conduct, then you have done very well indeed.
Well, in a rehearsal or a concert, there's a lot of little nuance that happens in the moment. So she may decide to slow the tempo down a little bit. So we're all singing this song a little slower than we did last time.
You know
Just
that.
depending on the mood of the singers, the mood of the audience. We draw a lot of energy from the room when we're performing.
We
really
do.
do. So
We do.
So she,
Our audience is the reason we sing. We draw so much energy from our audience. And when they're with us and they get ahead of us on the applause, or they laugh at the funny stuff and cry at the moving parts,
And certainly we hope that they do and are moved. I know that singing in the alto section, so when we get our chance to, have the leading part, we might be a little more energetic than the balance would require. And so you give us this hand like this, tone it down just a little bit, but she doesn't say anything. You just know
Right.
Carol's action. So toning it down is soto?
Soto is a quieting. Sotto voce means in a quiet or softened voice. Sotto voce. We love those Italian terms, don't we?
I love hearing those terms when we are at rehearsal.
I know. I love saying them.
So, if you come sing with the Choral Society, you will get a free voice lesson every week and a free Latin lesson. So,
Italian.
Sorry. Language
We do
lesson.
sing in language sometimes, don't we?
And are you Italian, Carol?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But I do hold dual citizenship. You know that. I was raised in South Jersey, and I can still talk like this, and everybody knows that. But I was born in Wichita Falls, Texas, so and my whole family and everybody, we're deeply Texan. But my dual citizenship occurs from my many years in South Jersey. My dad was an Air Force pilot, and they kept him at McGuire Air Force Base for all of my growing up years. Very, very unusual, but that's how it happened. So I have a soft spot for Jersey, a little. Jersey.
And you know what, Carol, also, she is not so entrenched in the Texas accent that she cannot still hear it when it comes across in those vowels from us.
Yeah, we work on it, don't we? We work on it.
Texas A's.
It's okay for us to talk that way, but we really don't need to sing that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a lot of, don't say A, say A.
Yes, it doesn't have a Y on the
Or
end.
more properly, ah.
You know, you mentioned the alto section. We in the Yellow Rose of Texas, which we are doing this concert, it triggered this thought with me immediately. Altos and tenors are really, really the color voices in that song. They have the beautiful harmonies in that song. It's an unusual setting of the Yellow Rose of Texas. It is worth the price of a ticket to come hear Yellow Rose. It's absolutely beautiful. I think you've sung it with us. You know the one it is, Enola. But the tenors and the altos in that, oh my goodness.
In the springtime, we've barely seen the last of the bluebonnets, and it's Texas in the spring, and so it's a good choice for the concert. May 5th and 6th, back on the big stage that we love to be on.
The Civic Center, the Sulphur Springs High School Auditorium. We're singing one from the musical chorus line. That's our opening number.
It's a singular sensation, you know.
It is.
And it's a difficult rhythm.
A little
It
bit.
is.
Yeah, a little bit. We've got it, haven't we, Mince?
Oh, yes.
We've got it. yeah.
Absolutely. We enjoy that one. Phantom of the Opera.
What?
Phantom of the Opera is going to be a thriller.
Yes.
You'll need to come hear it and see it.
Yes. Blue Moon,
Okay.
which is one of my dad's favorite songs of all time.
Mine too.
Everyone can play that on the piano.
And we have several in that sort of country blues. So we have Man of Constant Sorrow, which the men are doing, and
Okay.
they have
Joe
put
Clark
together
is singing
quite a
the
show.
solo on it. It's fabulous.
Yeah, they've put together quite a show for that. The Dolly Parton song, I Will Always Love You, which is so beautiful, and we have so many harmonies in that song.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous setting of it.
Yeah. Old Man River
Oh, yeah.
and Going Home, which is another beautiful spiritual.
It is, and that particular piece, we're going to do a tribute to Martha Scott, who was with us from the beginning and who was my mentor. She made me believe I could do this at all, period. So,
Yeah.
tribute to Martha.
And
All That Jazz.
all that jazz, back to Broadway here.
And our dear Marlon will be doing Georgia on My
Oh,
Mind.
my goodness.
You Don't Own Me.
Yes.
The 50s.
A little sassy.
Yes.
A little
bit
sassy. That's correct.
And Poor Wayfaring Stranger. Yep.
That's
Another-
folksy.
Yeah, and another favorite of our audience. And an amazing arrangement of Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Did I say amazing twice?
We did.
A beautiful arrangement of Amazing.
Yeah, and Pam Clayton is going to sing the solo in this Amazing Grace setting. So it's a really spectacular concert. So it's 20th spring concert. So we're doing 20 songs from 20 years of spring concerts, which is what we did at Christmas. So as you said, Enola, we've done 40 songs this concert season. And it's a lot.
Well, many of the singers have performed these before at various concerts.
Right.
So the music wasn't brand new to them.
That's right.
Right.
However, we had a lot of new singers this semester. A lot of new singers. We're singing with close to 100 singers, I believe, and it's a big group. They're crazy and boisterous, but when it's time to come to it and work hard, they have been amazing this semester. Thrills my little heart.
Well, this is not a great thing to say. I live down the street I live down the street from downtown, so you know how easy it would be for me to get to Monday night rehearsals in the semesters that I'm singing. But what about these people that drive from other counties in the dark to get over here because they love it so much?
Yeah, like Celeste, driving from Celeste and Wolf City, and lots of people in from the lake. And our darling Pam Weidman drives in from Mount Vernon every week, and so does James Waddell, who's singing one of the solos. So is Pam. You know, look, when you are a singer, there is that itch that nothing else can scratch. It's just a deal. It's a real deal.
Well, the opportunity to be part of a choral group, which not every town can boast on having one. In fact, Northeast Texas is really a correct title for this because singers are more than just from here, as we said. But having that opportunity, you can take Carol up on the offer to become a member.
By all means, auditions for Christmas season will be August 15-ish.
Yeah.
And we'll put the news out about that, of course.
So after spring concert, choir gets a break.
Yes, ma'am.
And back to rehearsals in the fall.
Yeah.
Yes, so we begin singing Christmas music in August.
And I spent most of the day yesterday with my partner in crime putting the final touches on Christmas concert. It is done, and music will be ordered soon.
Okay.
Because after all, it's April.
That's right.
Christmas is, a tick-tock away.
Planning for a concert starts at least a year in advance.
Yeah,
So.
a year in advance.
They are treasures throughout the year for us here in Hopkins County when we get to go sit in the Civic Center, Sulphur Springs High School Auditorium, to see you perform and hear you perform and experience all that. Please bring your children and expose them.
By all means, May 5 and 6th, Saturday night at 7, Sunday at 2 o'clock. Tickets are
$15 for adults.
for adults.
And $5 for kids 12 and under. And if you have like a kid that's still in arms, then they get in free.
Yeah.
So, under 2. Back to the 100 singers, can I just put in a plug that if you have not heard a full choir of 100 people singing, you need to give yourself that treat. It's an amazing sound that rolls out across the auditorium.
Yeah, and do bring your youngsters. They need to see this kind of live entertainment. Sometimes it's just mind-boggling to a kid who's never heard or seen anything like this. Every single concert, someone comes to us and says, "This is my first concert. I will never miss another one." And we have a ton of people who. Somebody stopped me in the grocery store last week and said, "I have only missed one concert," and it's because I was in the hospital.
Yeah,
So-
we have very faithful attendees.
Yes.
A couple years ago, I had a friend take her then 12-year-old son to the concert, first time for him, and she said all the way home, he was like, "That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. How do they all sing at the same time? How do they all stop singing at the same time?" He was just enthralled. So I think your kids would really enjoy it.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.